The Premier League is the best and toughest league in the world. That's what they will say. If you ask them why, they will say either of these things. They will either tell you that it's because they have different people winning the league, unlike other leagues that is just one or two people that always win the league. Or they can tell you how their top four battle is very fierce and more competitive than even the league title in other leagues. Or they can tell you about how the football in the Premier League is very tough and very competitive, that even the smallest team can beat the biggest teams. But are all these true? Let's look at it one by one. Firstly, they said that the Premier League has different winners and is not dominated by one team. But if you look at the records, the past 5 years, only 2 teams have won the Premier League. And one of the teams won it 4 times. If you compare that to other leagues, say the French league, the same thing happened. 2 winners, 1 team won it 4 times. Compare that to the Bundesliga, the same thing. 2 winners, 1 team won it 4 times. You have 3 different teams winning the La Liga in the past 5 years. You have 4 different teams winning the Serie A in the past 5 years. So how does that claim hold weight? They talk about how the league is not being dominated by any team or any 2 teams. But if you observe the history of the Premier League critically, since 1993 that it was started till 2013, Manchester United won it 13 times. That's about 70% of the time one team won it. How is that not domination? And for the past 8 years, Man City has won it 6 times. How is that not domination? Power moved from one side of Manchester to the other side. But in those 2 eras, the Premier League was dominated by either Manchester United or Manchester City. Yes, every once in a while, other teams like Chelsea or Liverpool will win the league. But that's what happens in other leagues too. In fact, since 92 that the EPL was started, 7 different teams have won the EPL. In the same time frame, La Liga has had 6 different winners. The Bundesliga has had 7 different winners, same as the Premier League. The Italian League has had 7 different winners. The French Ligue 1 has had 11 different winners, more different winners than the Premier League. So where did this talk about domination even come from? Same thing that happens in the Premier League happens in other leagues. They talk about the top 4, how it is a fierce battle. But since I started watching the EPL, only these 6 teams make the top 4 almost every year. It's either Chelsea, Man U, Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal or Tottenham. In fact, as I make this video now, 5 of those teams are occupying the top 6 positions in the EPL. Whereas in the La Liga, you have teams like Villarreal, Valencia, Sevilla, Atletico Bilbao, Sociedad, Girona, and other teams vying for the top 4 almost every year. In the Bundesliga, you have Bayer Leverkusen, Dortmund, Mönchengladbach, Frankfurt, Stuttgart, Werder Bremen, Wolfsburg. In the Ligue 1, you have teams like Lille, Lyon, Marseille, Monaco, Lens, Nice. In the Serie A is where you have the toughest battle because you have teams like Napoli, AC Milan, Inter Milan, Fiorentina, Atlanta, Lazio, AS Roma, all fighting for the top 4 position. Every other league has 8, 9, 10 candidates vying for the top 4. How is it a fierce battle when we all know it's always these 6 clubs? And they always talk about how the competition is very tough, how anything can beat any team, as if small teams don't win big teams in other leagues. If your league is really that tough and competitive, that means the teams that win your league should be the best teams in the world. So how do they fare in the Champions League or Europa League or Club World Cup? Does the EPL have the highest number of Champions League wins? No. Do they have the highest number of Europa League wins? No. Have they won the most Club World Cups? No. In fact, in the UEFA Team of the Year and FIFA Team of the Year, do they make the largest quota? No. Have they produced more Ballon d'Or winners? No. So how is the league actually competitive if your best teams, after beating all this competition, cannot win other teams from other leagues? So what exactly is making these fans gas up the Premier League as being the best and the toughest? Because the reasons that they give is nonsense. Crazy.